Ladies and gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another episode of Blunt Impact. I am your boy Chris G, once again joined by my tag team partner, the three-time baby making champion Ness. We formed the Pot Heels. We are here to review Blunt. Well, no, that's the name of the show. We're here to review Impact Wrestling from February 2nd, 2021. We are, of course, joined by our co host, Mary Jane. Before we get into this pretty decent episode, we want to remind everybody to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show the love, we'll show it back. You guys know the vibes. Uh, Ness, I have my Mary Jane ready. Do you have your Mary Jane ready?
Yes, I do. Per
All
usual.
right. Everybody at home, we hope you got your blunt ready, your joint ready, your pipe ready, your bong ready, your oils, whatever you got going on. Fuck it, eat a brownie or two.
The dab.
Just make sure you got your Mary Jane ready. So we're gonna count down from three. When we hit one, we're gonna light up. Ness, you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
All right. Three, two, one. All right. So we start off with D'Lo Brown and Tommy Dreamer, or Tommy Dreamer. Oops. D'Lo Brown and Matt Stryker on commentary as usual. We'll get to Tommy Dreamer. He's somewhere on this show. We're gonna start off with Tasha Steeles coming out with Kiara and Hogan, the tag team champions, the knockout tag team champions. She's gonna have a one-on-one match with Havoc, of course, who comes out with Nevaeh. Decent match. Tasha works the leg, tries to cut down the power of Havoc, but Havoc is just too strong at the end. We have a double distraction. Kiara Hogan's distracting the ref, trying to get his attention so Tasha could try to take advantage. But while she goes for a move, Nevaeh trips her, takes her legs out, she falls. Havoc takes advantage, and she gets the win. What did you think about the match? Anything stood out to you?
It was a good match. It was a very solid match. I enjoyed it thoroughly from the standpoint of it was somewhat like David versus Goliath in a sense. You know, Tasha Steeles being the smaller but quicker opponent in the match, and Havoc just being the bigger, stronger, more powerhouse of the two. I like the fact that Tasha Steeles was working on the leg. Again, that's where a lot of, as commentary alluded to, that's where a lot of Havoc's power comes from. If you can't move, you can't walk. You can't do anything for the most part. You can't inflict any harm or pain on your opponent. So that was real good idea that Tasha Steeles went to the match with that game plan. I really, 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 really enjoyed the finish for the fact that Fire and Flavor tried to pull a okey doke and had okey doke pulled on them. So it was just a act of instant karma, if you will, for the most part. And also, this gives Havoc and Nevaeh for the pretty much that's what it's probably going to allude to. Well, wait a minute. Nevaeh faces Kiera Hogan next week, right? I believe. Yeah, so more than likely, Nevaeh will get the win there, and then that'll lead to Havoc and Nevaeh getting a title shot at the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships, which that makes sense. It makes sense. Let them get these wins. Let them earn the shot. Don't just give it to them because they want them. But again, they haven't picked up the win over Tasha Steeles. More than likely, Nevaeh is going to pick up a win next week over Kiera Hogan. Then that'll lead to a knockout tag team title match. So I'm here for it. Again, I really enjoyed the finish for the fact that Kiera Hogan thought she was doing something, trying to distract the ref, and all that did was come back and bite her in the ass. So gotta be smarter next time, ladies. Gotta be smarter.
Next up, we have a recap of Ken Shamrock last week after the cameras went off. Um, he was putting the ref in the ankle lock. Sammy tries to stop him, but he attacks Sammy. Sammy slaps the shit out of him like, wake up. Shamrock just decks him. Sammy goes down. He continues to kill a few referees and a few security guards. We come back to this week. Scott D'Amore is pissed in his office at Sammy. You created this monster. You know what? I'm tired of Sammy. I'm tired of Shamrock shit. He's suspended indefinitely. That's it. Sammy agrees because he did get hit in the face. He offers a handshake. He was going to fire Ken Shamrock anyway. Scott D'Amore just tells him to get the fuck out of his office, basically. Not word for word, but that's basically the gist of what he said.
That was the
Do
vibe.
you think, yeah, do you think this is it for Ken Shamrock?
Nah. I think it was stupid to bring him back just to suspend him like 2 weeks right after he just got back, So they could have did without that, or just or he would have came back like unofficially, like, oh, you're not supposed to be here type shit, then beating up the ref. Then it would lead to making sense for him to get suspended again. But how do you get suspended and then come back and just start fucking up refs right all over again? Like, you literally haven't even been back probably like maybe 2 weeks. So then now you're suspended indefinitely now, pretty much borderline fired, borderline. So I don't know, Ken. Grandpa got Alzheimer's, dementia, all type of shit going on.
Next up, we have a match with Madman Fulton being accompanied by his tag team partner, Ace Austin. And he is up against Josh Alexander. Decent match. Fulton mostly dominated. He looked strong. But Josh comes back with a flurry at the end, hits the J Driller for the win, starts getting jumped after the match. So what do you think about the match?
The match was decent, honestly. It's always weird to me to watch Josh Alexander fight from under, like be the baby face and like take the damage in the match, because 9 times out of 10 you see Josh Alexander in a match, he's the one that's dishing out all of the pain. I think I haven't heard anything yet, but he had a little nosebleed. I hope it's not broken or anything. I don't want, well, obviously you never want that to happen to any superstar or any in-ring talent, but especially not right now. It seems like they're really going to start getting behind him with a singles push. Yeah, and he was going to work too. He was putting in work on Madman Fulton, big guy. Let's say was like what 6'8", and he was just like trying to chop him down, going after the ankle, just going after his legs. So, but it was one spot, man. Madman Fulton hit him with a choke slam on the apron. Josh Alexander rolls in, just like trying to roll away from him. Madman Fulton walks up, picks him off the ground by his throat, and just choke slams him again. This guy is a fucking beast, man. And I want to see more. Feels though he's just like gonna keep adding on to his repertoire, over the next couple weeks. Or probably just like over the next couple months, just like this year. I think he's really gonna improve in the ring. So again, the match was very decent.
Yeah, I thought the same thing actually. I thought it is weird seeing Josh Alexander fight from underneath, but
Yeah,
he doesn't.
because he's like always the one that's kicking your ass.
Pretty much. Next up, we got Brian Myers cutting a promo on Eddie Edwards. He comes out with an eye patch, looking like fucking. I don't know. I can't even think of a pirate. He's like Paul Burchill. He looks like Paul Burchill. Eddie comes out to brawl because he's talking all this shit, and out of nowhere, I mean literally left fucking field, out of the bleachers, Hernandez comes, makes the save for Brian Myers and helps him beat down Eddie Edwards. But out comes Matt Cardona to make the save. Eddie and Matt talking backstage, and they want to set up a tag team match for next week. So we'll be seeing that. Are you excited for that match?
Yes and no. I'm excited for the match, but it's not for the actual match. Because when they were in the midst of making this match, like coming to agreement saying, Eddie Edwards, he's all for it. Obviously, he wants to fuck both these niggas up. Matt Cardona just kind of came off like he doesn't. I don't know. That's just me how I took it. That he was like, all right, we can do the match, but it's more so. I think he's going to be going after Hernandez while during this whole thing because like. Brian Myers has pretty much already got his mind made up, but it seems like Matt Cardona is pretty much like, yo, like, what's going on? We're boys, or at least I thought we were. You feel some type of way. I don't think his heart is all the way in this, but, we'll see. I could be wrong. He might kick Brian Myers' ass next week. Who knows? So, but at this point, the vibe I was getting, it was like, do I really want to be in a tag team match against my best friend, So, but again, stranger things have happened, so who knows? We'll see next week.
Next up, we have a match between Crazy Steve, accompanied by Rosemary, against Larry D, accompanied by AC Romero. Crazy Steve, a lot of biting in this match. I'll give him that one. Larry D dominated mostly, nothing much. Larry knocks out Steve to put him out for the 1, 2, 3. Rosemary looks pissed. After the match, we have a triple XL interview. They don't fear anything or anybody, including Rosemary, but they are gentlemen. They will not put their hands on a woman. So they're interrupted by Tenille Dashwood and Kayla with a can. Tenille says she wouldn't mind putting hands on Rosemary for them. Tenille wants to take care of her for them. So they said maybe we could have, a little challenge, a 3-on-3, if they could find somebody else just as weird as them. So the team of Decay, which is Crazy Steve and Rosemary, have to find a third partner. Who do you think that third partner is going to be?
Who was in Decay with them? The other person. I don't remember.
Abyss, but he's backstage in WWE, I think. So
what the fuck am I talking about? Shit. Maybe Suicide? I don't know. I can't think of anybody else that meshes with Decay. So they might bring somebody back. Who knows?
I think
getting that a lot lately.
I think Suicide probably it makes the most sense. I can't really think of anybody that's crazy enough to tag with them either.
Exactly.
Any thoughts on the match?
It was alright. Yeah, it was alright. Like, okay.
Alright.
Not too crazy.
Next up, we got Susan, not Karen, Susan, with Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly versus Jordan Grace, accompanied by Jazz. A lot of shit heel tactics by Susan, distracting the ref so Jordan Grace can get beat up on the other side of the ring. Jazz is on the other side while Jordan is getting beat up by Kimberly and Deonna on the outside. Susan just acting like she doesn't know how to fucking fight or wrestle at all, which is funny because Susie or Su Young could actually move in the ring. Nothing crazy. Susan distracts the ref. I'm sorry. Grace fights back after a couple distractions, but Jazz eventually fights off Kimberly and Deonna Purrazzo, and Jordan Grace gets the win with her Grace Driver, Jordan Driver, whatever it's called. But we have a post-match beatdown. Somebody comes and makes the save for Jordan Grace and Jazz, and it's none other than ODB, just grabbing titties and everything.
Yeah, I'm just humongous.
I mean, she looks like she trimmed down, so it's like she's very upper body heavy.
Well, they were bigger before. Shit.
Let's just say that. She's very upper body heavy. But she came out with the bandana, tight jeans, cowboy boots, jack. She looked like a female James Storm with no beard and tits. But it's good to see her back. It's good to see her in shape. She looked like she was moving pretty good. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited for ODB return. It looks like we're going to get a 3-on-3 eventually. So are you excited?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely excited for her to make her return. We just had the Royal Rumble with some returns, some major returns. So why not the rest of the wrestling world have some major returns as well? That's definitely going to be dope. Maybe we'll get that match at No Surrender. 3-on-3. But I didn't like the thing about this match was like Susan it got the like she couldn't wrestle type thing, or she didn't know what the hell was going on, what to do. But then like the week before in the tag match, she looked at least decent, doing the Susan thing. But I guess it's because she couldn't get her jacket off this week. She was trying to take it off the whole match and got her ass beat with the jacket on. So, but I'm still here for it. Deanna Purrazzo. Who knows? We might even get Deanna Purrazzo versus ODB out of this. Now that would be a crazy clash of styles, but hey, I'll be here for it.
Yeah, multiple directions that they can go in. Next up, we have Rohit Raju versus TJP. Actually, a pretty good match. I thought solid back and forth until TJP goes under the ring. And, last time he went under the ring, he comes out as manic. But this time, he is getting choked out by Maherbali Shera. He is I big booked it without me knowing. He is the other guy from the Desi Hit Squad from back in the day. Phenomenal shape, big motherfucker. Rohit Raju's good on the mic. He is improved as a worker. So hopefully Shera is improved too, and these guys could put together some good tag team chemistry, and they'll be interesting to watch. He slams TJP on the apron. Rohit, without the ref seeing, of course. Raju gets the W, and I like the potential there. So, what do you think about the match, and what do you think about? Assuming this is your first time you've seen Shera,
Yeah,
just his presence alone, what do you think?
he's a big guy. I just want to see his work rate. Just how are you in the ring? That's really all I'm worried about. There's too many big guys that are just big for nothing. So you got to be able to put on a performance. Nothing too crazy, just at least be able to carry your own in the ring. Just don't be like all boring. Because the last time I seen a big guy that couldn't do shit, that was the Great Okan. That guy's terrible. But that's New Japan, so we're not gonna dive into that. But yeah, the match itself was decent. I'm just me, I'm just over the whole TJ. Just get the title off him, please. Because the whole manic TJP thing, it just soured me on him being X Division champion. I'm just waiting for him to drop it, to be completely honest. I'm hoping that it happens at No Surrender.
Well, with this win, Raju definitely has a claim to a title shot. So before we get into the main event, we are going to just touch up on a few subjects, a few little uh, segments that happen throughout the show. I'll run through them, and then afterwards, Ness, you can just give me your thoughts on anything that you might have liked. We get one segment with the Hardy Party backstage. Matt Hardy's hyping up Private Party. Isaiah Cassidy with the anything is necessary. Anything is possible, and they will win by any means necessary. Not exactly when you have to work at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and you've been drinking Henny since fucking 10 a.m. all the way to midnight. But I digress. Johnny Swinger running his own tables backstage. Johnny Bravo is the dealer, and he is not getting paid shit. Alicia Edwards, MC Lish, whatever you want to call her, she advocates for him. She wants him to get a raise. Next up, we have a VBD vignette, Violent by Design. Eric Young explains why they didn't kill cousin Jake. Well, Jake is family, and they ask him for an answer. Do you want to join, pretty much? Jake doesn't have a response. He doesn't know what to expect. He has no answer. He'll have one next week. We have a Trey Miguel interview. Talks about leaving and his return. He came in this company with 2 crutches, the Rascals. They were holding him up, but he came back to show that he could stand on his own. We get a Sammy glitch. He interrupts the interview. He basically, tries to egg on Trey, but tells him to just chill out, look at himself in the mirror, and figure out who he really is. Some interesting shit there. We also have a Good Brothers backstage segment. They put over the Dynamite main event where they will beat up John Moxley. The beer guns approach. It's about respect for them, not even the titles. They wanted to fight right there and then, but they said, fuck it, we'll save it for next week. Thank you. My daughter just handed me a beach ball. The beer guns call them ballless wonders. We also have another paid ad with Tony Khan, of course, being a little rich dick again. Tony Schiavone has a shark head and sunglasses on because they're promoting Beach Break. They put over the show. Uh, Tony Khan says is the most exciting 3 minutes of the show for Impact. His 3 minutes that he pays for. He puts over the card. He's making emotional decisions like sending Mox to New Japan Wrestling. You never know what kind of emotional decision he'll make next. So Ness, any thoughts on these segments throughout?
Party, I don't care. Johnny Swinger, that shit was hilarious to me. That was funny as fuck. Apparently Johnny Bravo was getting paid like minimum wage or less than minimum wage, and then Swinger's like, "Hey, try to screw me over. This is you lucky you even got a job." So, and he had like, Johnny Swinger walking around like a lick right now. Somebody gonna rob that nigga, like jackpot for real. Yeah, it'll make sense for Cousin Jake to join, but I don't think he will. If he does, like I think he should, because that'll be some decent shit. But if he doesn't, that'll like keep the storyline going. Or even if he does join, like who's going to be their next target? Because it might just be like a full-on faction. The thing I loved about this segment was how Sammy like pretty much broke him down when he made that crutch comment. He's just like, you don't have no loyalty. Like, as soon as your boys leave, you calling them crutches. Like, and I was like, well, God damn it, Sammy, you got a fucking point. But that's what he does. He likes to play mind games and get you all emotional and upset. And that's exactly what happened to Trey Miguel. That's exactly what he looked like, just on edge, real jittery, because he knew what Sammy was saying was the truth. But I don't know. I think this is going to be Sammy's new project. Fucking Shamrock punched him in the face. So Shamrock punched him in the face, so he's done with him. Trey Miguel comes back. He's by himself. They don't have the Rascals to, I won't say lean on, because he carries his own weight. But Sammy sees that there's something there that he can definitely manipulate for his benefit as the best that he does. So I just want to see how that plays out, because that's kind of how the vibe I was getting off Trey Miguel anyway. Like, you call your best friends or your friends crutches. So okay, we're going heel, apparently. But hey, again, as I always say, we'll see, because they are the Impact Tag Team Champions, and they were saving themselves for the AEW match. That was it, the Tag Team Gauntlet or Battle Royal. I don't know. I didn't watch it tonight, but yeah. So we'll see when that match happens. Clearly, they're going to retain. Good Brothers are going to retain, but it's going to be a decent match. It's the best 3 minutes every week. Literally. He's like, I'm a shark. You see like the shark that's on top of Tony's head. I'm a shark. He said that Impact is like his own fantasy wrestling league. That like how we do in our fantasy wrestling league. But his shit, he makes happen whatever he wants to happen because he funds them, apparently. So, hey, I'm loving it. He's just more of an asshole every week. And it's great, man. It's great for TV.
So we get into the main event. Rich Swann and Tommy Dreamer backstage. They talk full circle with Tommy Dreamer's career. He was that young kid looking for the championship, but the 50-year-old guy was winning it, which he's talking about Terry Funk when he was at ECW. And comes back to full circle. Tommy's the 50-year-old guy getting the title shot from the 26-year-old world champ. So they talk about the match that's coming later, and it's Moose and Chris Bay versus Rick Swann and Tommy Dreamer in a tag team match. A solid back and forth tag match. We know what to expect from all four of these men. Tommy Dreamer comes in with the hot tag, but to no avail. Moose basically kills him and Rich Swann with spears. Well, he kills Rich Swann with the spear to get the W. Then he kills Tommy after to get just kills him for fun. Why not? And he closes out the show holding both titles. Throws it back at Rich Swann, and he leaves. And Chris Bay follows him like his little lackey. Like maybe he wants to get in on this. So I enjoyed this match, and I'm glad we're seeing that's where they're going. I think they're going towards Moose versus Swann. So
Yeah.
how'd you feel about the segment?
Well, the whole thing is pretty interesting. We got Rich Swann kind of smug tonight, talking about how old Tommy Dreamer is. And, as you can see, Tommy Dreamer took offense to that, or he felt some type of way, because that main event where Moose was about to spear Tommy Dreamer, he moved out of the way knowing that Rich Swann was behind him. So telling him, he has to rest up for no surrender. He got it. He can go all night long. Pause. So, hey, Tommy, I'm pretty sure Tommy felt away. Clearly, Tommy felt away. So now, Rich Swann, he got to, he got what he asked for, pretty much. I don't know. I wasn't feeling Rich Swann this week, just because I don't know. Tommy was just so like, oh man, this nigga's being disrespectful as shit. He's like, yeah, you old. Like, yo, you better put some respect on Tommy. And I love Rich Swann. Trust me. I'm a huge Rich Swann supporter. But I didn't like if he's supposed to be the top baby face, that's not, I don't feel like that's how your baby face should be. I feel though that Tommy's the baby face going into this title match. And I feel as though there doesn't need to be a baby face or a heel for this match at all. Like, they could just be two guys. But that's just the vibes I was getting off of Rich Swann on this episode of Impact. Maybe things will change up next week. But if that's like the route they're going, like Swann's going to be the bad guy in this, like how? It can happen, I guess, but I just wouldn't agree with it.
Yeah, I think it could also be more Rich Swann playing psychological warfare with Tommy Dreamer to try to get the best out of him for that match. But I don't know. We'll see. All in all, it was a good episode of Impact. I liked it. Action throughout, a lot of storylines developing, continuing, couple returns. I'm all for it. Ness, where can we find you at?
You guys can find me on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can find me on Instagram at skinny__Kravitz. And you can catch me right here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. I am one half of Review of Honor with my man Stat King, man of 1,004 numbers. I am also, obviously, on Blunt Impact and Joyce and Jabronis with my man Chris G. We form the Pie Heels. Shake the ropes. You can catch me on all the roundtables, especially the Royal Rumble roundtable that we just filmed. It's up on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Go check that out. If you have 2.5 hours of nothing to do, because it's really like 45 minutes of wrestling and an hour and 45 minutes of us just bugging the fuck out. But it's great though. Oh, and you can also hear my illustrious voice on True Toxicity. Yeah.
You can find me at True Hill Chris G. You can see me right here on Blunt Impact and Joints and Jabroni, as Ness mentioned. You could also find me on the Wednesday Night Warriors with my man Romeo Anthony Colon. And yes, you can see us on that round table. I was pretty lit, but I had a blast. It was late. I was tired. I was.
It was late. Yeah.
Man, it was a fun one. We had a lot of people on it, but some good laughs. So we recommend everybody watch that. Next week, another episode of Blunt Impact. We'll get into some no surrender predictions. We want to remind everybody at home, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so push that subscribe button. We
Yes,
would
subscribe,
appreciate the
subscribe,
help.
subscribe.
Subscribe, subscribe. We're not too far along, so we got you. For myself, for Mary Jane, for the three-time baby making champion Ness. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.